Have you ever felt like you're constantly fighting a losing battle? Like the world is throwing one problem after another at you, and you're just struggling to keep your head above water? What if I told you there's a secret, an ancient principle, that could change all of that? It's not a magic pill or a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a simple yet profound shift in perspective from the ancient Stoic philosophers. This secret is so powerful that it's been used by emperors, artists, and leaders for over 2,000 years to find peace, resilience, and success in the face of chaos. And today, I'm going to share it with you. Stick around, because this isn't just a history lesson. It's a practical guide that could genuinely change your life forever. The secret I'm talking about is something the Stoics called the dichotomy of control. It sounds a bit academic, I know, but the idea itself is incredibly simple. It boils down to this. In any situation, there are things you can control, and there are things you can't. The key to a good life, a happy life, is knowing the difference and focusing all your energy on what you can control. Let's break it down. What can you actually control? Your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, your choices, your attitude. That's pretty much it. That's your domain. Everything else, the weather, the traffic, what other people think of you, the economy, getting sick, that's all outside your control. Think about how much time and energy we waste worrying about, complaining about, and trying to change things that are completely out of our hands. We get angry when someone cuts us off in traffic. We get anxious about a presentation because we're worried what our boss will think. We feel miserable when it rains on our day off. All of this is self-inflicted suffering. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who was born a slave and rose to become a respected teacher, put it this way: some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. He said the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals, not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. So, how do we apply this in our modern chaotic lives? Let's take a common example. A job interview. You're nervous. You want the job badly. What can't you control? You can't control whether the interviewer likes you. You can't control what questions they'll ask. You can't control who the other candidates are or how good they are. You can't control the final hiring decision. Freaking out about these things is pointless. It's like trying to command the tides. Now, what can you control? You can control how well you prepare. You can research the company thoroughly. You can practice your answers to common questions. You can choose a professional outfit. You can get a good night's sleep beforehand. You can decide to show up on time with a positive, confident attitude. You can control how you present yourself, the effort you put in, and the grace with which you accept the outcome, whatever it may be. By focusing your energy exclusively on your preparation and your attitude, you do two things. First, you dramatically increase your chances of success. You're putting your effort where it actually matters. Second, and this is the life-changing part, you free yourself from the anxiety of the outcome. If you do your absolute best with what's in your power, you can walk away with your head held high, regardless of the result. If you get the job, great. If you don't, you know you did everything you could. There's no room for regret. There's only the satisfaction of knowing you acted with purpose and integrity. Let's try another one. Relationships. This is a big one. We often get caught up trying to change other people. We want our partner to be tidier, our friend to be more supportive, our family member to see things our way. This is a recipe for frustration and conflict. You cannot control another person's feelings, opinions, or actions, period. Trying to do so is not only futile, it's disrespectful to their autonomy. What can you control? You can control how you communicate. You can express your feelings and needs clearly and calmly, using I statements instead of you accusations. You can control your own boundaries, what you will and will not accept. You can choose to be a loving, supportive, and understanding person yourself. You can control your reaction when others don't meet your expectations. You can choose to be patient, or you can choose to walk away if the relationship is unhealthy. Your actions, your words, your choices, that's your power. By focusing on being the best partner, friend, or family member you can be, you create the conditions for a healthier relationship. But you also protect your own peace of mind when others behave in ways you can't control. This principle is like a superpower. It allows you to navigate insults, setbacks, and tragedies with a sense of calm and purpose. Someone insults you. Their opinion is outside your control. What is in your control is how you interpret it. Do you let it ruin your day, or do you recognize it as just noise and move on? The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, perhaps the most famous Stoic, wrote in his private journal, "Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness, all of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil." He prepared himself mentally for the negativity of others, understanding it wasn't about him. He chose not to let it affect his own character. You lost your job. The company's decision is outside your control. What's in your control? updating your resume, networking, learning a new skill, managing your budget, and maintaining a positive mindset while you search for the next opportunity. Your focus shifts from "why did this happen to me" to "what can I do now?" This simple question is the heart of Stoicism. It moves you from being a passive victim of circumstance to an active agent in your own life. This doesn't mean you become passive or emotionless. It's not about not caring. It's about caring about the right things. It's about channeling your passion, your energy, and your efforts into the arena where you can actually make a difference. Your own life, your own choices, your own character. It's the difference between trying to punch the waves and learning how to surf. The waves are going to come no matter what. The dichotomy of control teaches you how to ride them. So, here's a practical exercise you can start today. It's called a premortem, or what the Stoics called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Before you start your day, or before you begin a big project, take a moment to think about what might go wrong. The traffic might be terrible. Your client might be difficult. Your computer might crash. Now, for each of these potential problems, separate them into two columns: not in my control and in my control. For the terrible traffic, not in my control. The number of cars on the road, in my control. Leaving 15 minutes earlier, checking a traffic app, having a good podcast ready to listen to so the time isn't wasted. For the difficult client, not in my control. Their mood or personality, in my control. Being exceptionally prepared, staying calm and professional, listening carefully to their concerns, and not taking their negativity personally. By doing this, you're not being pessimistic. You're being realistic and proactive. You're building resilience before you even need it. You're creating a plan of action for things within your control, and you're mentally letting go of things that are not. When challenges arise during the day, you won't be surprised or overwhelmed. You'll be ready. You'll have a sense of calm agency because you've already decided where to focus your energy. The Stoic secret, the dichotomy of control, is not about suppressing emotion or accepting a terrible fate. It's about empowerment. It's about reclaiming your mental and emotional energy from the endless void of things. You cue on change and investing it wisely in the one project you have full control over, yourself. It's about building an inner citadel, a fortress of tranquility and strength that no external event can breach. When you truly internalize this idea, everything changes. You become less reactive and more proactive. You experience less frustration, less anxiety, and less anger. You develop a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can handle whatever life throws at you. Not because you can control the world, but because you have mastered control over yourself. That is true freedom. That is the secret that can change your life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gives you a new tool for your mental toolkit. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights on living a better, more intentional life. Let me know in the comments how you plan to use the dichotomy of control this week. I'd love to hear from you. Take care and focus on what you can control.